to Adda 24/7 classes. Today we are going to discuss about food safety officer examination topics. Our topic is food safety and allied laws. Yesterday we also discussed the composition, the functions and other activities of the body. Before moving to the topic, I introduce before you Adda 24/7 app. Once you download this app, you will get more benefits like videos, notes, articles, magazines, power capsules, daily quizzes, subject-wise quizzes, job alerts, current affairs, premium study materials, etc. If you are new to Adda 24/7 YouTube channel, then do one thing. Please do subscribe now. You will get live notification regarding classes, also regarding other things related to the examinations. For example, application, filling of the application, and also regarding the details, reservation and other factors. Today we are going to look into the selection committee and their procedure. So for the selection committee is for selection of chairperson and members. Selection committee is for what? For the selection of chairperson and members of the Food Safety and Standard Authority of India. It is mentioned under section 6 of the Food Safety and Standard Authority Act 2006. So section 6 deals with what? Section 6 deals with selection committee. Selection committee is constituted for the selection of chairperson and members of food authority. So the central government, for the purpose of selection of the chairperson and members and other ex officio, other than ex officio members not included, but only chairperson and members, they constitute a selection committee. They constitute a selection committee consisting of whom? It consisting cabinet secretary as a chairperson, then secretary in charge of the ministry or the department. They act as the member, act as a convener, he is a member. Then secretary in charge of the ministries or the departments of the central government, dealing with health, legislative, postal matters. Then chairman of the public enterprises selection board. So who is appointing the selection committee? It is by the central government under section 6. The central government constituting the selection committee for what purpose? For the selection of chairperson and members of the authority, food authority. Who is a food authority? Food Safety and Standard Authority of India. So these all are dealt under where? These all are dealt under section 6. Then moving on to other area, that is explanation. So we mentioned that there is a eminent food technologist in the selection committee. There is a food or the presence of food technologist in the selection committee, eminent food technologist in the selection committee. So for the purpose of eminent food technologist in the selection committee, the central government shall nominate a person from amongst person holding the post of director or the head by whatever name called at any national research or technical institution. So a person who is a director or head, whatever the name, who should be part of the national research or the technical institution, nominated as eminent food technologist in the selection committee. So the act says that eminent food technologist should be there in the selection committee, and his qualification also mentioned, and he is nominated to the selection committee. He or she should be a director or the head by whatever name we call of any national research or technical institution. So whenever there is any vacancy, by reason occurrence of any vacancy by reason of death, resignation, removal of the chairperson or member of the food authority. If what it says, the central government shall within 2 months, who the central government will do what? Within 2 months from the date of occurrence of any vacancy, whatever be the vacancy, that doesn't matter. The any vacancy by reason of death, resignation, or removal of the chairperson or the member. If the chairperson was resigned, or he or she was removed, chairperson was removed, or death, because of the death, that particular post, the chairperson or the member became vacant, then within 2 months, the central government shall within 2 months, due to the vacancy, occurrence of the vacancy, they need to fill the particular post of the through the selection committee. So they need to make reference it to the selection committee for filling the post. So 2 months, if it is through death, resignation, or removal of the chairperson or member, this happened. The central government shall within 2 months of the date of occurrence of any vacancy, that's one condition, and 3 months, there is another condition, that is of 3 months before the superannuation or completion of the term of the office of the chairperson. Before the completion or the superannuation of the term of office of the chairperson or any member, before the term. So it is also applicable to the chairperson or member of that authority. Make a reference to the selection committee for filling up the vacancy. Make a reference to the selection committee. From this, it is clear that the vacancy, it is through the completion of term or through the superannuation, or whether it is through death, resignation, or removal, whatever ways. If this occurs, the central government shall within 2 months in case of death, resignation, removal, or 3 months in case of superannuation or completion of the term, refer or make a reference to the selection authority or the selection committee, the exact name selection committee, for filling up the vacancy. This is what section 6 speaks about. So section 6 primarily speaks about what? Selection committee for the selection of chairperson and members of food authority, and also other conditions. It also speaks about whole or part of the selection committee. It also speaks about the eminent food technologies, his qualification, and he should be nominated based on some qualification, and also the vacancy. Whenever the vacancy occurs, the central government will refer the matter to the selection committee, and then they are filling up the vacancy. Then the selection committee, they shall finalize. What they do? They shall finalize the selection of chairperson and members. Remember that chairperson and only chairperson and members are included under the purview of the selection committee, not ex officio members. Ex officio members, we already discussed in the last class that the selection committee has only the job of selecting the chairperson and members, selection of chairperson and members only. Ex officio members are appointed by whom? They are appointed by the central government, not below the rank of joint secretary. That's their qualification. But selection committee is covering only chairperson and members, or selection of chairperson and members of the food authority. So whenever they are getting in a reference within 2 months from the date on which they are getting the reference is made to it, the committee shall finalize the selection of chairperson and members. The selection committee shall recommend a panel of 2 names. For every vacancy, they will recommend 2 names, not 1 name. 2 names. For example, one vacancy occurred, then they recommend 2 names. If there is vacancy, then they will refer, the selection committee shall recommend a panel of 4 names. So selection committee shall recommend a panel of 2 names for every vacancy referred to. For every vacancy referred to it, the selection committee shall recommend a panel of 2 names. So it is clear that the selection committee has a greater role in the appointment of chairperson and members. Also, section 6 says that before recommending any person for appointment as chairperson or member, they should satisfy certain conditions. Before recommending any person as chairperson or members, they should satisfy certain criterias. What are they? So before recommending any person for appointment as a chairperson or members of Food Authority, selection committee shall satisfy itself that such person does not have any financial or other interest. The chairperson or the member they are supposed to refer to the central government for the appointment as chairperson or member. They does not have any financial or other interest, which is likely to affect prejudicially his functions at a, that will affect if the person who is supposed to be appointed as chairman or member, they have any particular financial interest or other interest, then that would negatively affect his functions. This body should be impartial. It's all related to food. Food is part of our health. Also, Article 21 speaks about right to life. Right to life also includes right to have clean food. Also, the Act says that no appointment of the chairperson or other member of the Food Authority shall be invalid merely by reason of any vacancy in the selection. No appointment of chairperson and members of the Food Authority shall be invalid by reason that any vacancy in selection committee. It is invalid because there is a vacancy in the selection committee. No. The appointment, whatever be the appointment, it shouldn't be invalid by reason of any vacancy in the selection committee. So next we are moving on to section 7. Section 7, which deals with term of office, salary, allowances and other conditions of service of chairperson and members of Food Authority. Section 7. So section 7, it deals with term of office. In your examination, they may ask the question like, term of office is mentioned under which section? Section 7. Okay, term of office of chairperson is mentioned under section 7. That's one possible question. The next, term of office of members is mentioned under which section? Section 7. Next is about salary. Salary of chairperson is mentioned under section 7. Salary of members of the Food Authority is mentioned under section 7. Also, the allowance of chairperson or the Food Authority is mentioned section 6. Same, that is the allowances of members of the Food Authority is mentioned under section 7. Then other condition service of chairperson is also mentioned under section 7. Also other conditions of members of the Food Authority is also mentioned under section 7. Is it clear? So if you are following the right pattern in which I am teaching you, you can score more. The chances of getting much marks are high. So if you want to learn more, നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇതിനെക്കുറിച്ച് കൂടുതൽ പഠിക്കണമെങ്കിൽ ഒരു കാര്യം ചെയ്യുക. അറ്റാക്ക് 24/7 ഫുഡ് സേഫ്റ്റി ഓഫീസർ ബാച്ച് ലോഞ്ച് ആയിട്ടുണ്ട്. നിങ്ങൾ Y617 എന്ന കോഡ് യൂസ് ചെയ്ത് ജോയിൻ ചെയ്യുക. Y617 എന്ന കോഡ് യൂസ് ചെയ്യുക. മറക്കരുത്, കോഡ് മറക്കരുത്. Y617 Y617 എന്ന കോഡ് ഉപയോഗിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് നിങ്ങൾ അറ്റാക്ക് 24/7 ഫുഡ് സേഫ്റ്റി ഓഫീസർ കോഴ്സിന് ജോയിൻ ചെയ്യുക. നിങ്ങൾ ഈ കോഡ് ഉപയോഗിക്കുമ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഫീസിൽ ഇളവ് കിട്ടുന്നതാണ്. ഇപ്പൊ എത്രയാണോ ഫീസ്, ആ ഫീസിൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇനിയും ഇളവ് വേണമെങ്കിൽ, കുറഞ്ഞു കിട്ടണമെങ്കിൽ Y617 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 എന്ന കോഡ് ഉപയോഗിക്കുക. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഫീസ് കുറഞ്ഞു കിട്ടും. നിങ്ങൾ ജോയിൻ ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് സിലബസിനനുസരിച്ച് എല്ലാ ടോപ്പിക്കും കവർ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. മാത്രമല്ല ഉറപ്പായും നിങ്ങൾക്ക് സർവീസിൽ കയറാനുള്ള സാധ്യതയുമുണ്ട്. സിലബസ് അതേപടി ഫോളോ ചെയ്യുക. ഞാൻ എടുക്കുന്നത് ഫുഡ് സേഫ്റ്റി ആൻഡ് അലൈഡ് ലോസ് ആണ്. അത് നിങ്ങൾ ഞാൻ പറയുന്ന ആ പാറ്റേണിൽ മാത്രം പഠിച്ചാൽ മതിയാവും. നിങ്ങൾ ഉറപ്പായിട്ടും ഒരു ഫുഡ് സേഫ്റ്റി ഓഫീസറായി മാറും. എക്സാം ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്ത് ഫുഡ് സേഫ്റ്റി ഓഫീസറായി മാറും. സോ നമ്മളങ്ങനെ സെക്ഷൻ 7. So section 7 deals with term of office, salary, allowances and other conditions of service of chairperson and members of food authority. Section 7. So the chairperson and the members other than ex officio not included, only the chairperson and members that we deliberated in the last class also. Ex officio members are not included because for them their appointment, central government is there, they will appoint. Their term of office, salary, allowance, other conditions of service will be decided by whom? Central government. But for the chairperson and members, it is given under section 7, not the ex officio. So the chairperson and the members other than ex officio members shall hold office for a term of 3 years. Chairperson and members shall hold office for a term of 3 years. So what is the term of a chairman of the food authority? It is 3 years. What is the term of the members of the food authority? It is 3 years. Which section speaks about the term of chairperson as 3 years? Section 7. Also, which section speaks about the term of members of food authority as 3 years? Section 7. So section 7 speaks about, or it also deals with the term of office of 3 years for chairperson and members only, not ex officio members. Not ex officio. Only for chairperson and member. Section 7 says that the term is 3 years. From the date on which they enter upon their officer. From the date on which they enter upon their officers. Okay. Whether they are eligible for reappointment, whether the chairperson is eligible for reappointment under section 7, or whether the members are eligible for reappointment under section 7. Yes, the chairperson under section 7 has the eligibility for reappointment after their initial tenure of 3 years. What is the initial tenure of the chairperson? 3. And they can be reappointed also. And the same is true with the members of the food authority. The members initially appointed for a term of 7 years under section 7 can be reappointed. What is the term of reappointment? Because we already mentioned that the initial appointment is also is for 3 years under section 7 for chairperson and members. Then the question is, if the chairperson or the members are reappointed, what is the tenure? How long they can continue in this post? The answer is simple: 3 years. Once they are appointed for 3 years, then they can continue for another 3 years in the form of reappointment. Who can continue? The chairperson and members. What about the ex officio members? They are not mentioned. The ex officio members are not mentioned. Only the chairperson and the members are mentioned. The term 3 year, then they can be reappointed, and they are also eligible appointment for another 3 year. Provided there is a condition. Provided what is the condition? Yes, section 7 again says that the chairperson shall not hold office as such after he has attained the age of 65 years. For example, if a person is appointed as chairperson of the food authority at the age of 60, then he can continue to remain in office till he attains the age of 63. True, yes. What happens next? Whether this chairperson can be reappointed for another 3 years? No, it is not possible. Then it will be 66 plus 3. So reappointment is possible 3 years, but the condition is that the condition is for the chairperson. The chairperson shall not hold office as such after he has attained the age of 65 years. Chairperson shall not hold office as such after he has attained the age of 65 years. After he has attained the age of 65 years, the chairperson cannot remain in office or cannot continue to remain in office. That's a condition. So it is clear. The first paragraph, I hope it's clear to you all. So section 7, it deals with what? Term, salary, allowances, other conditions of service or chairperson members of the food authority. That's clear. Then chairperson and members other than ex officio members shall hold office for the term of 3 years from the date on which they endaze upon their offices, and shall be eligible, whether they are eligible for reappointment. Yes, we studied that they are eligible for reappointment. For how long? For a further period of 3 years. Provided that there is a condition, provided that the chairperson shall not hold office as such after he has attained the age of 65. It is applicable for the 65 limit. Age limit is applicable who? Is it for members? No. Is it for ex officio members? No. Is it for chairman? Yes, it is for chairman. Okay. Then the salary and allowances payable to and the other terms and kind of service of chairperson and members other than the ex officio shall be such as may be prescribed by the central government. So the salary allowance payable to the chairperson is decided by who? The central government. The salary of the chairperson is decided by the central government. Section 7 says that the salary of the chairperson is decided by who? It is prescribed by the central government. The allowances payable to the chairperson is prescribed by who? The central government. Allowances payable to the central government. It is prescribed by the central government. It is provided under section 7. Then terms of service of the chairperson that may be prescribed by whom? Central government. The terms of service of members prescribed by who? The central government. Conditions of service of chairperson prescribed by who? The central government. Also, the conditions of service of members prescribed by who? Central government. However, ex officio members are not covered. The salary of ex officio members who are part of the Food Safety and Standard Authority of India is not prescribed by the central government. The allowances of ex officio members who are part of Food Safety and Standard Authority of India is not prescribed by the central government. Also, the terms of ex officio members who are part of the Food Safety and Standard Authority of India not prescribed by the central government. Also, the conditions of service of ex officio members not prescribed by the central government. Central government only prescribes the salary, allowances payable to and other terms and conditions of service of chairperson and members only, not for the ex officio members, only for chairperson and members. Hope it is clear. Yes. Then, so the chairperson and every member shall, before entering upon his office, the chairperson and every member, who? The chairperson and member, not the ex officio, not the ex officio, only for whom? The chairperson and every member shall, before entering upon his office, shall, before entering upon his office, what they do? Shall, before entering upon his office, make and subscribe to an oath of office and of secrecy. Oath of office and secrecy. In such form and in such manner and before the authority as may be prescribed by the central government. It is prescribed, the oath of office, secrecy, these are prescribed by central government. So these all are oath and oath of office, secrecy covered under section 7. Term, office, salary, allowance, other conditions, service, these all are prescribed under section 7 by the central government. So one thing we are clear about, the ex officio members, that they are not included. The ex officio members are not included under the term, tenure, salary, allowance under section 7. Hope it is clear. So next, we are moving on to other area, that is the chairperson or any member can relinquish office, they can leave their office by giving in writing, in written form to the central government, not to the president, not to the prime minister, but to the central government, a notice of not less than 3 months. I'm going to resign. I'm going to resign. Yes, or the member say, I am going to resign. So, notwithstanding anything done in section, the chairperson or any member may relinquish his office by giving in writing to the central government a notice of not less than 3 months. 3 മാസത്തിൽ കുറയാതെ notice കൊടുക്കാം. Or the chairperson or members may be removed from his office in accordance with the provisions of section 8. How they are removed? How the chairperson is removed? It is in accordance with the provisions of section 8. Section 7 says that they are removed from his office in accordance with the provisions of section 8. Yes, yes. And also it says that they are also removed. They are also removed. Who? Chairperson and also member, in accordance with the provisions of section 8. Yes. So these are provided under section 7. Section 7 covered these aspects. Then section 8, that is removal of chairperson and members. There are certain conditions if they are insolvent or convicted of any offense, that is moral turpitude or anything morally wrong. So physically, mental incapability. Physical incapability means who are unable or incapable of performing their day-to-day tasks. If a person is blind, can be appointed. Physical incapability means what? A person who is unable to continue in his post or perform day-to-day activities. That is physical incapability and mental incapability another. Then also they have any such financial or other interest that will negatively affect the functions of the chairperson or member, or they abuse their position. If the central government is of the opinion that they abuse their position, then they can be removed. Before they are removed, they has been given reasonable opportunity of being heard in the matter. reasonable opportunity of being heard in the matter. So these are all for today. ഇന്നത്തേക്ക് ഇത്രേ എടുക്കുന്നുള്ളൂ. So നമ്മൾ നാളെ കവർ ചെയ്യും. ഇന്നത്തെ today we are covering these topics only. So ഇതിനെ കുറിച്ചൊക്കെ ഡീറ്റെയിൽ ആയി പഠിക്കാൻ Y617 എന്ന കോഡ് യൂസ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് അട്ട 24/7 ബാച്ച് ജോയിൻ ചെയ്യുക. Y617 ആണ് കോഡ് ഉപയോഗിക്കുക. ഇത് ഉപയോഗിക്കുമ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഡിസ്കൗണ്ട് കിട്ടും. ക്ലിയർ ആയിട്ട് മൊത്തം സിലബസ് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എക്സാമിന് കവർ ചെയ്യാൻ കഴിയുന്നതായിരിക്കും. ഓക്കെ, so thank you for watching. We can see in another class. Thank you.